Hi guys, it's Jason back again today to talk to you a little bit about English. Today, it's actually just finished the presidential election in the United States where Donald Trump was reelected. But I thought that would be a good idea for us to talk about the different types of governments that we've seen throughout history that still exist today. So today, let's go ahead and start, and we're going to look at 7 different forms of government. The first of these is called a theocracy. We also have a dictatorship, a monarchy, a democracy, a republic, a constitutional monarchy, and finally, an oligarchy. By the way, you're going to notice a lot of these words, monarchy and oligarchy, end in CH. However, in this example, the CH sounds like a CK. So remember that, don't say monarchy, okay? Monarchy is the correct pronunciation. So let's look at what all 7 of these types of government are and see what some examples are as well. First, we'll start with the theocracy. So theo actually is a Latin or Greek for religion, or I'm sorry, for God. So theocracy means it's religious rulers rule the government on behalf of their god and or goddess. So some examples in history include Israel. So Israel said the Israelite leaders were appointed by God. Egypt was another example. So the Egyptian pharaohs said that they got their rights from God. They were the God's ultimate, or one of the Egyptian gods' ultimate servants, and thus they should be obeyed. Today, there actually are 2 examples today of theocracies. One is Iran. Now, Iran has a prime minister, but the ultimate leader of Iran is the cleric, who is in charge of the Iranian church. The other actually belongs to the smallest country in the entire world, called the Vatican City, where the leader of the Vatican City is a famous man. He's also known as the Pope. Second, we have a dictatorship. Dictatorship is when a leader rules his country without any checks through military power. Now, just to clarify, check is a difficult word to understand. It doesn't mean the shape like check mark, okay, or a check that you can write to cash at a bank. Here, check means like a check to your power. It means somebody that blocks your power. In the American government, the check to the president would be the Congress or the Supreme Court. But a dictatorship means that the leader has nobody to say you can't do this. So in history, we have Germany and Italy during World War II. Of course, I'm sure you guys know Adolf Hitler and Mussolini had ultimate power over their countries until they were removed from power. Today, we have dictatorships as well, including the countries of Russia and North Korea. So North Korean leader Kim Jong-un can do whatever he wants, and he does a lot that would not be possible in other countries, such as killing his high-ranking citizens and basically spending the money anywhere he sees fit. Of course, Russia went to war just because he wants to get more land. But President Putin is considered a dictator by today's standards. Next, we have a monarchy. Okay, a monarchy is a king or queen who gains control of the country through their family. So let's say that you have a king of England, which we do today. His son will be the next king of England, and his son following him. So a monarchy, they say that they got the right to be rulers through God's power. But monarchies don't follow religion, they follow families. Okay? So we actually have a term we call a dynasty, where monarchs of a country go through, the entire family stays in power. But in history, we've seen that many dynasties end and new ones begin. So some examples in history of monarchies actually includes Europe through the Middle Ages and also the Renaissance. This was the time period before the Enlightenment, when many of these European countries changed to another type of government we'll talk about. Now today, there actually are still a few monarchies left in the world today. Saudi Arabia is the most famous one. So the Prince of Saudi Arabia is a very public figure, and he is the ruler of this country. They have a legislature, but the prince, he gets whatever he wants. Next, we have a democracy. Democracy, believe it or not, everybody says, oh, we live in a democracy. Probably you don't. And I'll explain why in a second. But a democracy is a system of government where the people make the laws and participate in the government themselves. So democracy, you don't have leaders that rule you. The people rule themselves. So a guy named Cleisthenes suggested the very first democracy in Greece, in Athens actually, around 508 BC. Today, there's only one true democracy in the world. That's Switzerland. So Switzerland, they don't have a president. They don't have a leader who represents them and makes all of the decisions for them. The people vote for all the new laws themselves. Next, we're almost done here, so we only have a couple left. Next is a republic. Now, a republic is also known as a representative democracy. And this is a very popular style of government in the world today. So, republic, people choose their leaders, and then the leaders govern for them. So, the United States, South Korea, so France, all of these countries are republics, or again, representative democracies, where we choose our legislature, we choose our president and our prime ministers to lead our countries. They are the ones that make the laws. They're the ones that make political decisions. So it was first created during the Roman Empire. Today, you can find republics again all over the world. Okay, next we have a constitutional monarchy. Here's another monarchy, okay, but a constitutional monarchy is a little bit different than, say, the country of Saudi Arabia. A constitutional monarchy is a nation that has a ruler with limited power and an elected government that has greater influence. So the very first constitutional monarchy was England. So in 1215, King John, who is, by the way, the younger brother of Richard the Lionheart, so King John was forced to sign the Magna Carta, so giving rights to the nobility of England. And so King John was the first man to have limited power to his monarchy. So today there are again monarchies all over the world. Sweden, Japan, Norway, Oman, plus of course the UK and Thailand as well. All of these are constitutional monarchies. They have a king, queen, and or emperor, but the legislature has more power than these officials do. Finally, we have an oligarchy. Now, an oligarchy is not very common. However, it's a good type of government to know. An oligarchy is when a small group of people rule a nation. And many times in history, including in the United States, they've argued that the U.S. was an oligarchy because the presidents of the United States all came from a very small group of people. It was no accident that we had 2 Bushes as president of the United States and 2 Clintons ran for president in a relatively short period of time as well. You could also mention the Kennedys in that group. Now, an oligarchy in history, well, Sparta was a city-state in Greece. And before Greece was united under Alexander the Great, Sparta had an oligarchy. They had 2 kings that ruled their government together. One king was in charge of the government. The other king was in charge of the army. Today, we're not sure about this, but there is a suspicion that North Korea today is an oligarchy. Now again, the leader of North Korea is a guy named Kim Jong-un, okay? But people wonder if maybe he's not just a spokesperson and there's a group of people behind him that really control the country. But that's only speculation. Well, I want to say you did a superb job today. If you understood everything I said, great job. Have a terrific week, and I'm looking forward to talking to you soon. Bye.